influencers. Now he has access to all
Yes.
of those influencers as well. So there's really a way you can still present magic in today's world, but it's really a way of it's figuring out how you do this. And I think you can do it. Like that's the fun of being a magician in 21st century, evolving your art form and staying with the times.
Yeah, so you correctly pointed out that your art form requires an air of mystery around you about what you are going to do, and make keeping the people guessing. Because the thing is, and I've been reading this book. I am not able to recall the name right now, but the fact remains the same that once people are able to predict your next move, they lose interest. And as a
Hmm.
magician, you have to always keep them on your toes, always keep them guessing. So I have two pieces of concepts that I think that may be able to help you. Number one, just pick one social platform and put out one aspect of your personality, not the whole personality. That would enable you to actually, build an audience on that platform and then use it to create virality around the whole personality that you have. That would be number one. Number two would be is that, and I saw that on your Instagram that you did a number trick with a girl on the stage. That what she was thinking. You actually start recording a lot of testimonials of your customers around who is he, what is he doing. Because that way, what it will enable is the person who will be watching your content, but they will not be watching you. They will be watching the person that you have already bedazzled. That again creates an air of mystery around you. So these are my 2 cents.
Right.
Again, it's leave it
Yeah.
or take it.
No, I completely agree. I think that's what David Blaine also did when he started out. And I'll say David Blaine a lot because he's kind of my love and why I do magic. When I was a kid, I watched his video for the first time and I ran out of the house and I screamed at my mom. I said, "Mom, is magic real?" And my mom was like, "Pata nahi hoga." and and I got because he was just looking at people's eyes and telling them what card they were thinking of, five of clubs, seven of spades. And so that moment is ever since I was a kid is in my head. So yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. So what David Blaine did when in one of his first shows in which came out in 1997, the year I was born in, when what he did was he turned the camera towards the audience. So David Blaine was not the star of the show; it was the audience. So there's a pregnant lady, and David Blaine bites a coin and spits it, and the coin comes back. And the pregnant lady says, "I think I'm gonna have my baby over here. This is so amazing." And that's like the first shot of the show, and you're
Okay,
instantly hooked in. You're like, "What is
interesting.
this? What is this?" It's not the magic that's amazing. Magic is amazing, but
It's the reaction.
it's the way it's affecting people, right?
Right.
Now, the only concern is it did work at that time, but now with virality, even if what you said, it's very interesting, and a lot of magicians are doing it. Even if I shift the focus to the audience and they are amazed by it, people will not share it. They will laugh at it. They will comment on it. They'll be like, "Wow, oh my god, how amazing!" But they will not share it. So
Yeah.
my cracking is like people only share stuff which makes them feel great. Like, look what I found. This is something amazing. This is right. This is witty. This is
Okay.
cool. Like figuring out something which people would share. It's a
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from in that regards, and as someone who actually works in the marketing domain personally, so I am most of the time, if you have already seen my content, I'm creating a lot of marketing and business content. You
right.
are a very unique person. That's why I thought I am going to reach out to you in this regard. Um, what I'm thinking of is if you have to create an air of virality for your own content, you need to think about the recall factor. Every time somebody thinks of an illusionist or someone like that, they should think Poshak Dua. Okay, and I know you have been associated with Karan Singh Magic.
Yeah. In fact, this is just a plug. If anyone's in Delhi, we are doing a show on 13th and on 27th. The tickets are on Book My Show. I'll be opening the show, and then
Okay,
It's Karan's show, but I'll be
okay,
there. You can meet me as well, and I'll be opening the show. And
yeah. You know
on
what? I'll
13th.
be in Delhi during that time if
Oh,
I can
great!
make it.
Come, man. You
I
have
live in
fun.
Delhi, dude. I live
Oh,
in Delhi.
excellent. Yeah. So I will definitely love to have you there. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. If it's possible, I will definitely come. I promise you.
Perfect.
This is my
Perfect. Yeah,
I
it's a
can give
Sunday.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. Now, so I think there's also an interesting story on how we started to interact. I was commenting on a person's Twitter.
I am sorry if I hurt you.
No,
But I think it's a great way to meet. Yeah, it's a great way to interact.
so so there was a motivation post by a big influencer, a person that I admire, and I asked him that,
I
do I
admire
have
him.
the potential to succeed? Poshak out and about said, no, you will not succeed.
So the way you had framed it was very funny. And so maybe you were trying to be funny and sarcastic in the post. So
No,
I
I'm
was
just
trying.
asking question. I was like, I'm going to ask this question. That's it.
Okay. So I was trying to be funny and I said nahi. But then you were so kind and you replied to it, loved your magic and all of that. I was like, wow, this guy is amazing. I have to talk to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
very cool.
so and it has evolved over time. Like if you had met me 2 years ago, I would have taken it personally. I would have gotten hurt internally and said, यार कैसे बोलती है यार, मेरे इतनी मेहनत से जो है ना, I admire that person. And जो है ना, इसने एकदम से जो है ना उम्मीदों में पानी फेर दिया.
नहीं.
And then I was like, nahi yaar, like the dude is having fun, I'm having fun. Why do I have to take it seriously? I don't take shit seriously now. Like everything in my life, I'm not taking seriously, even though there is some serious shit also going on.
Yeah, your social media persona has to be completely different from what you are in real life. In real life, when people can see each other's faces, they are never mean to each other. Not, I would hope not. But in social media, like it's so easy when you can't see someone's face to prank them or just write, and especially when you don't know them. And do you know about Nicholas Nassim Taleb? He's a very famous philosopher. So he has blocked me on Twitter. I was just asking questions about Bitcoin to him, and he doesn't like that, and so he blocked me. And he keeps blocking
complete
people.
Outrage guy. See,
Exactly.
Nassim Taleb is a very smart person, no doubt about it. But he has blocked the likes of Jordan Peterson. He has blocked the likes of Eric Weinstein.
Imagine that.
Because the thing is, he has reached his mental threshold. You see, and Naval Ravikant says this a lot, that if all of the information that you are receiving is from social media, every aspect of your personality would actually correspond to social media itself. So I actually feel bad for the guy. Sometimes I really feel, because he's a super smart person. I'm not even 0.1% of the intellect that he possesses, but he spends so much time arguing with all these folks online that you would say that he's not doing the right job. It's just I sympathize with Nicholas Nassim Taleb in this regard. You pointed out very correctly, and we are seeing this outrage culture coming up. Even it has increased 10 times since the start of COVID, because the whole world shifted online. And we are like, now what do we do? Everyone is interacting online. We need to actually share love.
The outrage culture has gone so far that we just cancelled an entire country. Russia is cancelled. Like with the economic sanctions, we just cancelled an entire country. So yeah, no, I completely agree. It's your behavior on social media has to be, it's like the way we are creating content, and we understand that the way we are creating content is very different on different platforms. The way we are behaving has to be very different from the way we behave in real life. Because real life has real consequences. Okay.
Precisely.
And the social media has no consequences. There's not as much spam in real life as there is in your email. And there's a reason why there is. Because anyone can send you an email, there's no consequence. No one is coming in giving you spam all the time in real life. So our behaviors are completely different over there. And a lot of tech will eventually fix it. I hope Zuckerberg doesn't fix it with his metaverse, but yeah, I think he's going to make things more complicated. But yeah, someone's going to fix it. But with Talib personally, like I feel like the guy he has a personality of being a little on the face and a little more arrogant than other people's, and that personality, maybe he developed it as a defense mechanism as a child.
Precisely. He's always on the fence.
I
don't interact with this post. If he puts out a link, I just watch it and then I just go do my job. And that's how it is. You see, if you actually spend time on Twitter or maybe on Instagram, you will see that it's suffocating. You're being bombarded by content every single microsecond, not even a second. But in real life, I'm sitting inside my home, I'm with my family, or I'm with my friends. You are not being suffocated. So it's very, very important that you actually take a break from social media and have an in-person talk, or maybe just call up a friend that you know from your past and have a conversation with them, so that your mind is able to relax. Our brains have not yet evolved to deal with the kind of, you know what would be the right term? I think noise, with the type of noise that is constantly being beamed onto our brain. That's how I
Mhm.
think about it.
Yeah, because when we were in tribes, anyone who would go against us, that
They would be
was
killed.
survival risk. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if a millions of people are against us, in your head, you're like, I am finished. But actually, social media is not real life. You're not finished at all. It's something very different. And yeah, so it's fascinating how that works. I mean, for me personally, I've never used social media for my personal things. I've only used it because ever since I was a kid, I started doing magic when I was in fourth or fifth grade, even before that.
Okay.
And seriously, when I was in fourth or fifth grade, by the time I was in 11th, I was sure this is what I want to do in my life.
Okay.
And so my journey has been very different because as soon as I came on social media, I was always a magician. So I never had that personal side to me. I was always branding myself as a magician. I was always standing out in a different way. But I can imagine someone who's branding themselves as a